Yo, what's up, my Destiny dudes? So, today we're actually talking about a pulse rifle called the OGMA PR6, what a wild name. But, the long and the short of this thing is that it is a lightweight frame. Now, with lightweight frames comes extra mobility, extra speed. This is not, in my opinion, a dueling weapon, although you could win duels with it if you have the proper roll. This is more of a stick and move, or, you know, as the great man once said, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee type of weapon. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and make a claim that a lot of people are using this thing incorrectly. Not that you're using it wrong, you use your weapon however you see fit. I think there is a correct way to use something like a lightweight frame pulse rifle, and I'm going to prove that to you in this video. Now, the way that I do Destiny, and the way that I view everything in this game, is that there are many, many different variations and ways to practice and play this game. I'm going to put my suggestions for what I think you can do to better improve your gameplay with this particular pulse rifle, and overall. Because if you improve on something that's like a weighted vest, which is how I'm determining this pulse rifle to be, you know, weighted vest when you do a pull-up makes the pull-up harder, for example. Well, a weighted vest for a pulse rifle would be one that cannot win you a 1v1, but it does force you to utilize other factors, such as disengagement and movement, and those types of things that you can build into with your hunter. Now you're going to be forced into not only disengaging from horrible 1v1, 2v1, or situations where you're likely to lose the engagement, but you're also going to be forced to use your cover more correctly. You're also going to be forced to learn enemy patterns more correctly, and finally, I believe that you're going to be forced to land your shots a little more often. That's what this thing did for me, and this is an entire match of me utilizing this pulse rifle to a really good degree. I've had between 50 to even 70 something kill games. Well, kill and assist, you know, whatever, however that works. Let's call it KDA. Okay, so I've had incredibly good games with this weaponry. I've taken it into comp, where you have to use it as either a starting fire, meaning you're trying to get them to aim at you and you can quickly disengage. That's the role of this type of weaponry, from what I can tell. Or you're using it to follow up, or you're just using yourself as a distraction, which is where the disengagement idea comes from. So what do I need from you guys right now? I want you guys to put on this pulse rifle. The roll, as you saw in the beginning of the video, and I'll put it up again, it has perpetual motion, so it's incredibly stable as long as you're moving, and that feeds into the lightweight perk. And it's got the adrenaline junkie, so if you get a kill with a grenade, you then have ×5 damage multiplier, which is amazing. And that also fits into the design of this pulse rifle. So think about this for a minute, right? We've got these axiom bolts that are really good at following up after you've just done a bit of a pick, a bit of a sting, because you're the bee. Remember, we tried to float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. So if you're getting people stung with this weapon, you follow up with a grenade, you could duel anybody you want after that, man. So that is what I wanted to go over with you guys, and I want to give you some very specific recommendations of how to use something like this. Number one, you need to learn your cover. Learn what cover is, learn how to engage in fights that you can quickly get out of and escape. You saw me do that at the beginning of the video when I was being overwhelmed with red dots on my radar. So that's worth looking at. Okay, so we've got cover and we've got picking and choosing your engagements. The second part of this is you want to be the guy that gets the first shot, because you'll have a lot of flinch on the enemy player if you can land your first shot. So now we're talking about A, disengage when appropriate, B, make sure you engage when appropriate. Those are separate things that you can learn how to do. So, for a lightweight pulse rifle that has perpetual motion, that has adrenaline junkie, it's a bit of a setup. And I know you guys, not you guys, but I know a lot of people don't like that. They don't like for there to be a long setup with this. I think you need to embrace it. I think the type of things that go on with this pulse rifle, and you know, with Destiny in general, it actually encourages you to round out the other aspects of your gameplay that you may not have developed. So, here's what we're going after. I'm actually going to give you personal trainer recommendations here for sets and reps. I want you to put this thing on and go into 2 matches. The 2 matches are your sets, okay? My recommendation is that you do 2 matches and you do it for about, let's say, 15 to 20 kills. With the purpose of engaging only if you get first shot and disengaging if you do not. So the main goal on this is not to engage unless you get first shot. That's what you're practicing. 2 sets of 15 reps. Think about it this way. Your opponents are the 15 repetitions You got 2 games. That's your sets. The 15 repetitions is I'm going to only engage 15 times in a row if you can. I know we all have bad habits, but in a row where I get first shot. And the disengage would also count towards your rep count, okay? So 15 reps of engagement, only if you get first shot. Otherwise, you disengage. That is how to properly use this weapon. It is designed around movement. So, you know how we have shotguns that are lightweight frames? Everyone loves those things because you get in super close, you fly in, you get a shot, you get a melee, you back out. You can utilize the same mentality with this weapon, but at mid-range. So move, into that wider angle when you attack somebody and be ready to disengage if you do not get first shot. Okay, so I'm going to let the rest of this gameplay video play out, but that is what I want from you guys. I want you guys to pick up this one. It doesn't have to be this one. It could be, this one is just really good because it happens to have perpetual motion and adrenaline junkie, and it's lightweight frame, and I'm a hunter. So everything is based around the mobility of the weapon. No, it is not the most amazing dueling weapon of all time, but you can see if I get it set up right there with adrenaline junkie and the fluid dynamic and the whole perpetual motion, that it actually does really well in 1v1s and dueling situations. But you do have to be on your game to disengage. Let me just say it again, man. Get out if you're not getting the first shot. Move! You are trying to move, you're trying to stick and move, you're trying to be the little dude that hits the big dude with a stick, but you're hitting them at the right moments, which will cause them to eventually collapse. I always make the joke that the little guys go right after the knees, right? That joke is incredibly effective if you're the little guy with a big stick, right? So think of it that way. This can become a big stick if you use it and set it up the right way, but your main priority is to stay lightweight frame, stay light on your feet with the lightweight frame, activate perpetual motion, be ready to disengage immediately if you do not get first shot. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a little bit more about this type of weapon and what the purpose of its design would be in a game like Destiny. I do think of certain weapons like this as a weighted vest. So you're making your training harder when you use a weapon like this, but you can round out and develop other parts of your gameplay, which is really cool to do. If, for example, you wanted to use a rapid frame that's known for dueling, but you increase and develop the part of your gameplay that has to do with disengagement and re-engagement, you'll be a bad little dude. Alright, so that is it for this video. If you guys feel like watching the rest of it, I got, the rest of this game is there. I think it's like a 50 kill game or something like that. It's not too bad. And if you guys want to support the channel, you got PayPal and Patreon, all the things down below. Discord links will be there if you guys ask for it. And yeah, if you got any questions, any comments, any concerns, anything like that, put them down in the comment section down below. My next video will be about game sense, game awareness, and the anticipation response that we have as gamers, something that we can progress and train and develop. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for your time. Love all you guys. Remember to keep it down.